Hi friends, it is week 3 of October already. Can you believe it? We are halfway through the month, halfway through Stampin' Up's amazing starter kit promotion this month. And so this is this week's installment of What Would I Put in a Starter Kit? This week we're going to talk about how I actually would build my starter kit. The other ideas I've shared are awesome and I think great ways to get the most for your money when you are buying your paper crafting supplies. I think what I'm going to show you today is actually how I would build my starter kit and kind of what I recommend you do if you are thinking this might be a good option for you this month. So just to remind you, Stampin' Up! Has 2 great offers on our starter kit this month. Option 1 is to pay $35 and pick out $125 of product. That is $90 in free product. You also get free shipping on the starter kit. So that saves you 11%. That's what our shipping fee is. You get a free past paper pumpkin kit in your starter kit. You get a box of catalogs, a few other business supplies, which you can choose to use or not. It's a high value, especially for that $35 option. Option 2 is to pay $99 and pick out $189 of product. So still $90 in free product, you're just getting more. Today we're really going to focus on that option 1 because I think that is the option I would choose. Unless you are wanting something large like the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine or, excuse me, maybe the party banners and alphabet dies. Even those are $125, so you could get that die set for $35 in a starter kit, which is awesome. But the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine is more than $125, and so usually you can't add it to a starter kit, but with this special this month you can, and it helps you get it at a little bit of a discount. That is maybe the one time when I would go with the more expensive option, but we're really going to talk about option number 1 today, $35, that's it, and you get a huge value. So we also are going to talk a little bit about some of the benefits you get when you buy the starter kit. It's not just that amazing deal, which it is, it's a great deal, but you get a lot of other benefits when you buy the starter kit too, and I want to make sure you know about those as well, because it's a lot of fun to be a part of Stampin' Up, and at $35, I think you can risk it to try it, and it's not really a risk because there's no penalty. If it's not for you, you just go back to being a customer. Okay, I'm going to flip the camera down and show you how I would build my starter kit today. So hang on a second. Oh, it always does this to me right when I'm about to flip the camera. It tells me I have a slow connection and it covers up my button to flip it. Isn't that great? Okay, so what I'm going to show you today is what I would do if I were you and I were going to build my starter kit. Let me see if I open up my window shades if we've got less of a shadow here. I don't know if it'll make it worse or better. It's always hard to tell. Well, maybe a little better. I don't know. Okay. The first thing I would do is I would make out my wish list. Now, this is a little different today because I wanted to actually show you the products. So this is not my current wish list because I have some of these things and I wanted to show you how I would use the starter kit to get more things off of my wish list. But just make a list of all the things that you want from your catalog, from the online store. I just wrote down the name and the price. The price is important because when you build your starter kit, you want to get as close to that amount as you can without going over. So let's talk about the $35 option. You can pick out $125 of product. You can't go over, so I'm going to get as close as I can. So the first thing I did is I made my wish list and I wrote down the prices. The next thing I did is I kind of thought about, well, what do I want the most? So I'm going to put that in first. And then second of all, what can I put in to get as close to that $125 as I can? So let me show you what I did. First, I decided the Peaceful Garden Suite collection is something that is the top of my list, and that's $90.50. So I'm going to put that in first, kind of like you're playing Tetris, right? So you got to fit all the pieces together. It's easier to fit the big ones in first and then fill in with the smaller ones. So the Peaceful Garden Suite collection includes a lot of product, actually. It includes this embossing folder. It includes a stamp and die set, so a bundle right here. It includes these pretty blue flower embellishments. It includes this gorgeous Misty Moonlight ribbon. It includes the Peaceful Garden glimmer paper. I love glimmer paper. I don't know about you. And then it includes the Peaceful Garden Designer Series paper. Okay, so all of that product is worth $90.50. And remember, you are only paying $35. So already a steal of a deal. Okay, next thing that I wanted to add in was the stamp set, A Child is Born. I think this is going to pair really well with these products also, which is another reason why I stuck this in next. This is $21. And then finally, I picked another product off of my wish list, which is the Christmas Tags and More Mix and Match Specialty Designer Series paper. And this is $12.50. And so this brings my total to $124. And I am just about maximizing the value of that starter kit. Okay, and I'm getting products that I like and that I can craft with. Now, what about the rest of the wish list? Once you become a demonstrator, once you buy the starter kit, you unlock a 20% discount on your future purchases. So next time I shop, I can come to my wish list and I can add some more of these things to my shopping cart, and I will get them at a 20% discount. Awesome, right? So keep that wish list in mind. That's why I want you to write down everything that you want. You can cross off the things that you put in your starter kit, and then you can work through that list by placing orders with yourself and using your discount. I'm going to flip the camera back to my face, I think, so that you can see me again instead of staring at my list. And we can talk for just another minute about what else you get when you become a demonstrator. Let me see if I can get this back in my holder here. This is always the tricky part. It's going to flip on me. All right, I might have to hold it a little bit. Okay. So you're going to get that 20% discount on your future purchases. Now, a lot of times people ask about the minimum sales requirement for being a demonstrator. The minimum sales requirement is $300 per quarter. But when you join, you have until your first full quarter to meet that minimum for the first time. So when you buy the starter kit in October, you actually have until the end of March to sell or buy your first $300. And guess what? You don't have to sell a thing. It can be you shopping from yourself at a discount. And so a lot of my team members, that is what they do. They're called hobby demonstrators. Their hobby is crafting, and they just want to do it at a lower price by getting to shop at a discount. And so you can do that. If you want to start a business, you want to do classes, you want to have a few customers help you meet that minimum, you can do that. Do it that way too. But you have until the end of March. And Stampin' Up! Always gives a pending month at the end of a quarter. If you don't meet that minimum, they give you one extra month to make up the difference before you drop and go back to being a customer. So in reality, you have until the end of April of 2026 to sell or purchase your first $300. That's easy with a wish list, right? And shopping at a discount. So now is a great time to buy the starter kit. Not only will you get to shop at a discount, you also will get to participate in our product pre-orders and get to see things early. So you get to try that out. The first one is coming up in November. On November 12th, demonstrators get to see the online version of the coming January to April mini catalog. And then on November 18th already, we get to pre-order those products as well as January online exclusives. Right now, we are getting to pre-order November online exclusives, and you are also welcome to add any of those into your starter kit this month. So that is another fun perk. Next week, we might talk a little bit more about that. All right, I have a link for the starter kit in the description of the video. You can choose whichever option works best for you, but we would love to have you as a part of our Cactus Crafters team. Now is a great time to take advantage of the starter kit special and try out what being a demonstrator is all about. If you have questions, you can leave them in the comments or you can send me a message, and I'm happy to chat more. Have a great week, and I will talk to you again soon.